Good evening again to everyone. I came across this story here, and I just said I wanted to share it before I go to bed tonight. And this one is a really sad story. Really, God, I hate doing my phone. I need to start sitting on my laptop. But anyway, I have a really sad story to share tonight. I came across this story about a young lady by the name of India, a great young woman. I wouldn't say great. I would just say, just a very positive, inspiring young woman, young mother, expecting mother. She was also a mother, but she was also expecting another child in a relationship. And unfortunately, her and her unborn child was killed by the baby daddy. By the baby freaking daddy. Now, this is a black woman and a black man having a black child, and he unalived her. Not just only him, but he also had others participate in having her unalived. It's just so sad. It's just so sad, from what I got from the story. But I just wanted to just share it tonight. And this is why I say we got to get the church right today. The church is out of order. That's why people's lives are out of order out here in the world, because of all the foolishness we see in ministries today. They becoming too more political than they are to be doing the things that need to be done for the community and for the young people in the church. Get them as early as possible and giving them a Christian education so they will not follow some of the things out in the world, and also they will have gift of discernment to recognize what is good and what is evil. And you got to start when they're young. You can't keep all of that negative stuff going on the pulpit. You can't keep having people just trying to push ideology. Push Jesus. Give them, at the earliest part of their life, Jesus. It's so important. And I think we turned away from God in a way where life is starting to get very scary. When we don't have God in our life, these are the outcomes. We are losing our daughters violently. We're losing our sons. Not only just our sons and daughters, but they unborn children. Listen to what I'm saying. These young people need direction, they need Christ, and they need you to also model a life for them to see Christ. We got to stop this foolishness. All of this stuff about being busy, too busy with the world, all this about chasing dreams and chasing money. This is not what life should be about. The most important thing in life is you having your children safe and you teaching them the right way they should go. Giving them protection, giving them guidance, giving them Jesus. Most important thing. Christ said it. You got to give your children the Lord. You need the Lord. Before you just decide you want to do these things and have a family and stuff, seek the kingdom of God first, and then all other things will be added unto you. I'm talking it. I'm trying to live it. I'm trying to help somebody out there. But the most important people that need this message is to the church. The church strayed from Christ and people turned to themselves. Jamal Bryant in Lithonia, Georgia, always preaching blackety black. But this is a time for the call for the black church. When we seeing stuff like this happening to the black woman and the unborn child, and we also seeing what's happening in these relationships, this is the time now you are on call to do something to help these people that are lost out here in the world. They need help. They need help. And these are the things you're supposed to go out and help them with. Is a young woman who was just unalived, mysteriously dies in a foreign country. Her family's trying to find a way to get her back to the United States, trying to help get some kind of investigation going to have this man who did this to their daughter brought to justice. This is your time not to go out on the street and make noise or blame the president. And I'm going to say President Trump did his part already. And he has a whole lot of other world problems to deal with. So don't try to split this thing on our president, okay? Because that's the first thing they start doing. They want to attack the president when he already banned partially some of these countries that y'all going to visit. He's trying to keep y'all safe from being in these places. You not paying attention. You so focused on skin color. You so focused on being mad at whatever political party or whatever. But these are the things you need to be looking at. These politicians that you vote for that fool you up with craziness and got your mind all crazy and everything. These are the things that you need to look into. You need to look to the Lord. You need to start bringing awareness to the church and talking to your church, your local church. Tell them about this story, about what's going on in our young people today, and see how the community, the church, all denominations get together to do something about this. This is your call as men and women of God. This is your call to see these kind of crimes going on in the world, and especially towards women and children, especially women who are having their children unalived while they're pregnant with their child and them being unalived. This is the time now that you got to get out there and do your part. Well, this story I'm about to share, I know a lot of people heard of it. I just got this from some channel called True Crime. I'm going to show you half of the video. This is so sad. I'm just going to, do some of this video with you so you could get some of what's going on in her story. My heart goes out to this family, to the mother of this daughter, and prayerfully she'll find comfort in the Lord. Words of comfort from people. People are giving up on the church, and I pray that they don't give up on God. Because I know a lot of these people out here not doing what they need to be doing to call the people into God's house and the things they need to do to train the children up so that they can train them up in a positive world, in a good world, and eliminate some of this evil that's been taking place on our children. We living in a dying world without children. How can we go on? This can't go on like this. Somebody has to step in. And it's time now that the church take some responsibility. The church get out there and do something to help the families, help these families. Sit with them, talk to them, see what you can do to raise money to even help Ashley's family, that they can get the help that they need. Every church should be making some type of donation to that family to help that mother and that father retrieve their daughter from that country. I know Shanquilla's family belonged to a church. So a lot of the help came when Shanquilla was unalived out there. Her family got a lot of support from their church family and from some organizations. But some organizations, man, they just messy as I don't know what. They need to stay on awareness, and they need to stay on doing what they can to help the families. Leave all the race bait and stuff out of it. This ain't got nothing to do with the fact that Ashley was with a white man. That was her preference. She just didn't only just date white men. She was an influencer, and she also sold beauty and lifestyle, the glamour lifestyle. That's it. But nobody deserves to die that way, even if they wanted to live the high life and they were into selling beauty, cosmetics, products, and promoting certain things of traveling or whatever. Nobody deserves to be unalive because they have a certain preference, and nobody like death should be marked because they had a certain preference. I heard some conversations going on around her life and around her divester, being a divester or whatever they call it. Who cares? I don't care. You want to be dating Kilimanjaro, whoever you want to date, that's your business. But the most important thing I said is be true to yourself and to the other person. But I truly believe Ashley cared about the guy, the man she was with. I truly believe Ashley wasn't just only there for the money, but I think she really, from some of the things some people that knew her shared about her, they said that she showed a lot of, she really, really liked Joe. She really trusted Joe. And I guess she was kind of probably hurt. And they got into a fight, and we don't really know what really happened. We're going to continue to allow the story to develop. And in Tanzania, I think they need to put the pressure on the people, the what you call it there. And I think that needs to come from the black church. I believe the black church and the white church, all churches should get involved and try to see, Christians should get involved to see what they can do to help. This is a call for Christians to get out there and do what they need to do. Okay, so anyway, let me share the story of this young lady here, India Kinmore.
Make a plan, assigns roles, set a date, and goes about his normal life in the days that follow, going to work, eating dinner, sleeping at night, while the person he has decided to destroy has no idea what is coming. What Kayvon Warren allegedly did to India Kenmore was the second kind. Kayvon knew he couldn't do this alone. He reached out. He recruited. Two men entered the picture. Robert Irvin, 20 years old. Lamar Morris Suggs, 22 years old. Three men, a group chat, and a plan that would take two lives. Investigators would later recover the messages exchanged between them, conversations that laid out the conspiracy in detail, the timing, the approach, the roles each man would play. These weren't vague discussions or idle talk. These were logistics, step by step, message by message. A murder being organized the same way someone might organize a move or plan a road trip. The cover story was simple. Make it look like a burglary gone wrong. Break in through the back. Rough up the place. Make it look like India was caught in the middle of a random home invasion. The kind of crime that happens. The kind investigators spend weeks chasing leads on. The kind that keeps a community afraid of strangers while the real danger walks free. It was, on the surface, a decent plan, but there was one detail, one single, staggering detail that would eventually unravel everything. In the days before March 4th, 2023, while India Kinamore was at home repacking her hospital bag for the last time, while she was folding Karen's tiny clothes and double-checking that everything was ready, while she was
Wow, this happened in 2023, 3 years ago. I thought it was something recently, but still in all, it's a sad story. It's really a sad story. Let's go on because, like, I wanted to just share this because it's just been happening a lot to women being unalive by their boyfriends, and also just happening too much. It's just happening too much, and I just truly believe now it's time for the church to get involved with these people. And I believe the church need to do it in a way, not to sugarcoat it, but how to sit down and give some kind of counseling to families that are going through this moment of their life. Give them words of comfort, send them hope, and give them some strength. Because a church is going too long ignoring the serious things they need to do for the world and for God's people. That we see this going on in society today too much. Not only just to black women, but to some white women as well. This is crazy. But y'all hold on a second. I've just been called. Sorry about that. I had to have a conversation for a minute, but I just wanted to just say to you all, the church got to get involved. The church got to start doing more and get away from all the talk on politics and going each and every time at each other. They need to start bringing more awareness on these type of crimes that's happening to young mothers and children. You know, we can't keep going on like this. We can't keep allowing people to destroy each other's lives like this. We can't allow people to keep just doing this. It's just too dark and too evil. Especially when there's women that are being unalived that are pregnant by their boyfriends or their husbands or whatever. We just gotta pray and push for more awareness on this type of stuff, not name calling or anything, but more prayer, more awareness, and love in Christ.
Counting down the final hours to the happiest day of her life, Kayvon Warren walked into his workplace and requested bereavement leave. Read that again slowly if you need to. He requested time off from work to grieve his girlfriend's death while she was still alive, while she was still breathing, while she was still trusting him. He had already scheduled the morning, already arranged the time off, already prepared for the aftermath, before the act had even taken place. This was not a crime of passion. This was not a moment of rage. This was not an argument that went too far. This was a calendar event. Planned, scheduled, executed. The kind of coldness that is difficult to fully comprehend because it requires a person to look at someone they have held, someone they have laughed with, someone who is carrying their child, and feel nothing. To reduce a human life to a problem on a to-do list. And it gets worse. After March 4th, after India was gone, after her family was shattered and her community was grieving and her 6-year-old son was trying to understand why his mother wasn't coming home, Kayvon Warren went on social media. And he performed. He posted messages about how hurt he was, how devastated, how much he was suffering. He dressed himself in grief the same way someone dresses for a role, deliberately, carefully, for an audience. The man who investigators say organized every detail of India's murder was now publicly mourning her, crying for the cameras, letting people comfort him, accepting condolences for a loss he allegedly engineered himself. 3 men, a group chat, a staged burglary, a bereavement request filed before the body was cold. The plan was in place, and India Kinamore had no idea that the clock was already ticking. There are days that exist in 2 versions. The version that was supposed to happen, and the version that did. For India Kinamore, March 4th, 2023 was supposed to be the culmination of everything. Months of preparation, months of anticipation, months of whispering Karen's name into the quiet of that nursery and imagining the moment she would finally hold him. She had gone to bed the night before with that feeling in her chest, that warm, electric mix of nervousness and excitement that only comes when something truly life changing is hours away. Her hospital bag was by the door. Her son was asleep. Her baby was almost here. For one last night, everything was still okay.
You know what? It's like this time, I hate when somebody try to call me when I'm trying to do a video on my phone. Anyway, I'll probably have to get back with y'all later to talk about this because I got to take this call. So, see, I don't have my other phone. Ooh. So, anyway, y'all, I just wanted to share this story, but I'll probably come back and talk on it tomorrow if God's willing. So I could go in more details about it because I was just interrupted by the phone call. Okay, so with that being said, y'all all have a blessed and wonderful night.